Sunday the 5th of March, and we are on the Australian dollar US dollar. So let's have a recap of this market from last week in relation to our market analysis, and then we'll have a look at things we're looking for in the market moving into next week. Okay, so from last week, the real main thing we went over was sloping support and resistance line. Let's just mark this in. We had this sloping support and resistance, and what we went over was coming into the start of next week, we wanted to see if the market was holding below, so if it opened below, or if it opened back above come Monday morning. If it opened below, we would be looking for that resistance, and we can see the market made that nice move down. It's tried to spike up on the Monday, back up above the levels, failed, and then we just seen the market coming down very, very strongly into the end of the week. So what are we looking at coming into next week now? Okay, so now that we've broken down, you can see we've found support on the MA200. Quite often this happens on the daily time frame. You can see find support here, finding support here, we found resistance here. Even as the market's coming down, it pauses on the level. As it's coming up, it pauses on the level. So we found support at these levels. If we start to see the market pressing back up, now that we have broken down strongly out of what was a sideways ranging price action. In fact, let me just make this a little bit tighter. Really, this was the range right here. You can see the market testing the highs, testing the lows, bouncing sideways. Then we start to ride the sloping support line up. We break below it, and down the market comes. So now that we've broken below this ranging price action, we can begin to look for resistance if we see the market coming back up. Now, where are the key levels? Well, we have one right here. And also at these levels down here. Let's get rid of the rectangle. So you can see as the market's been coming up, it's spiking up into this level, it breaks above, it's coming down, it's resting on this level, testing, 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 tries to break through, fails back below the level, and then we see the sell-off. So this would suggest that if the market breaks back up, we have a potential resistance area to look for those sell positions. Now we are also currently at another level. You can see we've broken up, tested, came down. As we've broken above, we've came back down, tested. So this is resistance becoming support, and the market attempts to break up. Right here for potential resistance once again. Now, if the market begins to break up next week above this level, getting a little suggestion that potentially it wants to come back up into the key resistance levels, those pullbacks for the potential bullish price action, and then the resistance. Really, these are the two main areas I want to watch next week. Really, if we start breaking down, the next key levels of support are not coming in until we get down to these levels down here, around about the 7,500 area. But next week I am watching up here for potential resistance, also here for potential resistance at the start of the week if the market is opening below the levels. Resistance, resistance, and only if we start to break back above will I be looking here for potential support. Now if we do start to rally very strongly once again and do come up, obviously we're breaking back above this key level here, so returns back down into it would also constitute good support. Those are the main areas, guys, that I am watching. The key thing going into next week is potential resistance, for further moves down on the Australian dollar, US dollar. The only thing we're being a little bit careful of is the MA200. It can quite often act as good support, so we just want to keep it in mind. Know where it is on the charts. If you're in a sell position and you come down into this MA200 and you start to see that potential support, you want to get out of the trade. That's exactly what I went over last week with subscribers actually. On the, let me have a look, it was the Thursday or the Friday, we were looking for sell positions. I simply said, watch the level of the MA200 as a potential target. If you start to see support, it's a good exit for the trade. That's exactly what we seen. Okay, so that's everything going into next week, guys. Hope you all have a good trading week. As always, I hope that was helpful. I'm James Orr, and thank you.